All right, welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, and we are back. We are back. We've done a few shows the past couple weeks, so me and Todd's here. Uh, Alana was supposed to be here, but she got caught up with something else. We wanted to get a female's perspective on what we're talking about today, but she ain't here. We'll get back to her another time when she's available. But a lot of things happening on in the world, man.
Yeah, man, it's getting wild, bro. It's wild, but for a good cause, though. Definitely for a good cause.
Yeah, so we'll get into all this George Floyd protest and Breonna Taylor protest, all that good stuff. But first, we gotta talk about Drew Brees and his nonsense that he did that happened. What's today? Friday, Wednesday. He said some nonsense. Yesterday, he apologized, but not after damn near half the NFL players in court, including his own teammates, let him have it on social media. It was profound. It was interesting to see somebody still be that ignorant to what's happening.
Yeah, man. It was kind of sad, though, because he's playing the league for so long. He's on his way out, a couple of years left. And for him to do this just kind of show, like, he purposely has been ignorant to everything that's been going on.
Yeah, and especially when you got teammates that have often spoken out about what's going on. You've been around many African American players. Half your team is African American. You live in New Orleans of all places too. You live in New Orleans. Like, I mean, for him to just go out and say that, and once again try to change the narrative. People aren't having that. People aren't going to let people change the narrative like they did back in 2016.
Not at all. Because just because you don't understand where it's coming from doesn't mean you shouldn't. You know what I mean? You might not get it, but it's your job as a professional athlete, as an adult, to get it and then to educate the youth. He's just coming off very ignorant, man. Like, because we talk about this all the time. You know, I've been around a lot of white people. I love all people. I got some of my closest friends are white. But it's just like a subtle underlying understanding that we know, like, they support us, but they don't want to be us.
Yeah, and the ones that do genuinely support, they're making a point to try to understand where you actually come from.
Yeah, you got to educate yourself.
Yeah. My thing is, at this point in time, I think people should not waste their time on trying to educate people who don't want to be educated. Because if you've lived long enough, you should know what's the plight of African Americans in this country. And this is also not even going. This is not even me. This is not me going at white people too. This is also going to fellow black people. Africans, Latinos, different folks, because we've seen a different wave of folks try to act like they're not black. We've seen Latinos try to act like they're not black. I just had to call out a bunch of Africans for trying to make a scene for trying to say that African Americans aren't oppressed. There's no oppression, and that's the dumbest thing to say when Africa, the majority of the countries in Africa, speak freaking French, and they still pay taxes to Europeans.
They don't get it. You know, when you're ingrained with something, you can't see it sometimes. You got to really step out of your comfort zone to really understand what's going on. And you got to look in the mirror too. But what you were saying, like, sometimes you can't convince the ignorant. That's why I stopped talking to certain people. I have no time to waste energy on them. And think about the generation we're living in today. We have all different races out there protesting, meaning it's changing for the better. We thought it was staying the same because of the higher-ups and the older generations trying to keep it the same. But, bro, this thing is shifting, completely shifting. So you can allow the other people to remain ignorant because they're heavily outnumbered.
Yeah. And we always say that racism is taught. But now we're seeing a lot of these younger generation people, these younger generation who aren't African Americans, they're actually educating themselves. They're, like, you live in a city like Lynn, you got to understand it. Even if you don't want to, you have to understand it. Now we just saw a few people some stuff they said came back to bite them in the behind, and now they're facing the consequences, they're facing the consequences of what they did or what they said. Because yeah, I know you side. So it's like a lot of the younger generation, they're making a point to stand together with the African American communities, because heck, they grow up with them, they go to school with them, so they're just around them all the time.
And you know what's dope? Like us coming from a melting pot, just like New York with Massachusetts, we experience all different cultures our whole life. Now, we don't even remember the first time we meet somebody. It's because this is what we know. Other regions now, because of social media, it allows them to connect with people they never would have came in contact with. Like when we were younger, we didn't have social media. I met some people from other states when I go to basketball camps in other places. You know what I mean? Meet people from other countries. When I go to Hoo Mountain, I meet a team from Quebec. Stuff like that. I see the Asian kid that spoke French. That weirded me out. I've never seen it before. But I'm glad I was able to experience that. You know what I mean? So now social media is allowing these kids from, I want to say, Beverly Hills to be able to connect with a kid from Kenya and understand and see his story and really understand, because they don't deal with the same thing that others deal with other countries and vice versa.
Yeah. And for Drew Brees, this is, someone pointed this out. Someone said this on Twitter. He said he's lucky that this happened in June and not in September when the season was going on, because if this had happened during the season, they would have to get rid of him. They would have to, if he said that, they'd have to let him go. And
I'll be honest, man. When you hear things like this, it makes you wonder. Like, man, Teddy Bridgewater was killing. What was he saying to the coaches and the officers, man? Like,
right. And now you got Jameis as his backup too. So it's like, what were you saying when they decided to pick up Jameis? We know you probably put it out that you're glad he's going to be a Saint and glad to work with him as a teammate, but everything he does now is going to be in question.
Yeah, like he didn't, and the way he framed it was just stupid. Like, he didn't try to say, like, I don't understand, like, where they're coming from, but this is my point of view, and I'm trying to be more informative of where they're coming from. He just straight out just spit in the face of the black culture.
Right.
Or actually the color culture. And I'll be honest, I hate the term POC, because when I hear POC, to me it comes off as piece of crap. Not person of color. Call me a man. Like, don't call us no POCs. They don't call white people LOCs, lack of color, and you know what I mean, things of that. So like, we don't need that. I'm sorry, that pissed me off. I don't like being categorized totally separate from the rest of society. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. Nah, they ain't call Asian people of color. They only call black people of color. And everybody got color. I want to hear that. That's how I take it. I see POC. The first thing come to mind.
I just lost my train of thought.
Because that's gonna be the first joke you hear.
Yeah.
Right. Be real.
Oh man, yeah. Man. And it was also interesting to see on Tuesday when everybody was doing the Blackout Tuesday, when NFL teams were posting on their social media Blackout Tuesday, stand with Black Lives Matter, and it's kind of funny that they would do that, yet they still got a guy that's blackballed, the guy that started this whole thing. No one, only a few more players right now are acknowledging that Colin Kaepernick was right, but the NFL in general, they need to put out a statement. Each NFL team, they need to put out a statement to say, oh, we weren't listening to Colin Kaepernick. This is what he was talking about. We chose not to listen. He was right, and we were wrong.
And you know what? And what was so surprising, they don't understand that we respect them more for doing that. Acknowledge their faults, and then we can move on, compared to hiding behind some BS and acting like it's going to just fade away. All the man was doing was kneel. Like,
literally.
Like, how peaceful do you want black people to be? Let's be real, because definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results. You know me, bro. Man, I ain't gonna let you slap me in the face 10 times before I knock you out. Like,
yeah. And you know what's the funniest thing? A couple weeks ago, everybody, the everybody talked about this when folks were running up government buildings with their AR-15s, screaming and protesting just so businesses could open, so they could get their hair done or they could be served, because that's really what they wanted to. That's really why they wanted everything to open back up so they could be served. We said it then. We said, watch when African Americans start protesting something that happens. Watch the treatment that's going to happen. And then here it comes. We get to this point, and then boom, we see protests happening, and we see police throughout the country agitating protesters. I just saw a video last night of a 75-year-old man getting pushed, and he was bleeding from his ear by law enforcement. I saw a video of a guy riding his bike in New York City, and he was attacked by NYPD. I saw an essential worker get arrested because he was going to deliver food past curfew. Now, they're doing all that to these folks who aren't bothering nobody, but they just let the folks with AR-15s come up in a government building with their guns to protest. I mean, last I checked, you're not supposed to have firearms in a government building.
Never. But you know how this world works, man. You know, all right, I'll say this now, because, you know, we always talk about things off the camera. We always said this. As a culture, ain't nobody scared of white people. Let's be real. When you walk in a room full of white people, no fear enters neither one of our hearts. And black people either, but if a white guy enters a room full of black people, it's a certain fear. They know that we're going to fight for ours. Ain't nobody scared of a bunch of white people with AR-15 because they know they ain't going to do nothing. They are terrified of us because there's a possibility that we might do something because we don't play.
Yeah, and if you look at,
there's no reason. But
if you look at the history of the country, African Americans have had plenty of opportunity to to act the fool, to to go crazy or to just mess things up and get violent. And our history is we never get violent. It's always, yeah. We always try to do things in a peaceful, respectful manner. Other folks don't do that, and they coming up there with guns. You know, last time black folks was running up government buildings with guns, they changed the Second Amendment laws.
Yo, man, you know I live by that camera online, man. What he say? People hate me when I'm nice, love me when I'm ignorant. You know me. For some reason, when I'm rude to people and I'm a little voice, I get my point across, people respect me more than when I'm kind of subtle and cool. For some odd reason, bro, I don't get it though. Cause us as the black culture, we're very laid back. We're very understanding. We let a lot, and we still don't get no respect. We still get treated like trash. You know what I mean? And then you got other cultures that lose their mind about little shit, showing up places with AR-15s, and they get treated with the utmost respect.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Same. Well, I put it this way. So when we're discussing all this police agitation, I look at it this way. Whole police force, the history of the police force, it began as slave patrols. That's pretty much how the police force began. It began as slave patrols. And I don't know where we could go when they first let a black person become a cop. I don't know who was the first African-American person to become a cop.
I couldn't even, bro.
Yeah, but if we go through the history of law enforcement, there was never any African-Americans, Latinos, Asians, none of that for a long period of time. We're talking maybe a long period of time. So that, that's one of the reasons why I think so. But I also give a lot of white Americans credit. They are putting their lives at risk now. A lot of them, when they see an African American and they see police, when they see him, maybe they're having a confrontation with police. Those white individuals are putting themselves in front of the African American or in front of a African American group just because they know nothing is going to happen to them. And and that's all we ask. We ask that help us help you. Let's help each other. That's it. And
we've been helping them for years. So
yeah,
a little help. Give us a hand.
Yeah, and even in the civil rights, there were a few that were helping, and those ones that helped, they got death threats, they got assaulted, and now we're seeing we're seeing a lot more this time help, and I mean, this is the whole point of unity. It's like people want to be united, and then there's people that want to divide.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's good to see that everywhere across the United States, just because, like I said, we come from a different area. So it's a different relationship. So it's dope. It's dope, man. So I feel like everybody I knew from other regions can understand where I come from when I tell them about my white friends and how, like, they're heavily influenced by hip-hop and black culture, but they know they're white. You know my friends. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just cool to see that other people are now experiencing that. And it's just dope to know that as a country and a nation, that we all got each other's back.
Because everybody's tired of racism. Literally.
Yeah, man.
People want racism to go away, and there's people that are still fighting their hardest to keep racism alive, which makes absolutely no sense at all. No. And then those same people that are fighting to keep racism alive are the first ones to tell you that racism doesn't exist. I don't see color.
Yeah, man, you know me, I'm pretty honest, so I can't lie to people like that. If I'm doing something to you, I'm gonna tell you I'm doing it to you. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's that sucker stuff, man. We talk about that behind the curtain stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It makes absolutely no sense. And we also have the whole Breonna Taylor situation, which was, I think what happened to her happened in like February or something like that, or it happened to her months before the public got knowledge of it. And, we've kind of, as a society, we've kind of brushed her aside. But now more information is coming out. The FBI launched an investigation on her. And when you read what happened to her, first, you do a raid on the wrong house. And then when you do the raid on the wrong house, you shoot the person laying in bed 8 times. Like, in what world do you shoot somebody that's laying in bed?
No, because I'll be honest, I ain't gonna disclose no names, but I had a friend that got rolled up on raided. He was in the bed with something behind his head. So, like, and he's alive to this day. So there's no excuse for that, man. They got to be held accountable.
Yeah, the FBI is launching an investigation, and then they said they went to the wrong house. Okay.
Worst part, right? About to tell me, right?
Right. You go to the wrong house, so if you went to the right house, you were still going to shoot the person 8 times?
Yo, but didn't they already have the person in custody they were looking for?
I believe so. I think.
That's the worst part for me. It's like, bro, you didn't even check to see if you had them? Like.
Yeah, like, and actually today today would have been her 27th birthday, and then you're reading, she was 26 at the time. It's like, bruh, what are y'all doing? Like, what critical thinking here? Why is critical thinking so hard? I mean, if you're going in a job as a police officer, you should have good critical thinking skills, or good common sense skills. I know a lot of jobs in the world there's a lot of common sense to it. Legit common sense. Teaching has other variables and other certain things to teach in, but it's also, there's certain common sense when people are teaching, when people are doctors, there's certain common sense. Like, me working in media, we have certain common sense. It seems like more and more law enforcement, they don't have common sense. They just acting more and more ridiculous.
Man, over the years, there's been so many suits and all types of cases against the police about not allowing certain people to work, that now it's like a free fall for anybody to become a cop. You got to go. I personally feel you got to go through what's the word I'm looking for? Psychiatric evaluations. You got to do sociology classes. You got to have at least a degree in some sort. You got to be able to. You got to spend some time in the area you're gonna be working in, just so you know the people. Like, you got to have a clear understanding of where you're gonna be working at, because like, your life is on the line, but you're also putting other people's life at risk as well. Mm-hmm. And somebody in the bed is not a threat to you.
Yeah, and the most important thing, it says protect and serve. That's what they're here for, is to protect and serve.
And to touch on the cop issue, because, I'm sure a lot of people wonder how come I ain't speak on it because my dad's in law enforcement. I ain't talked to my dad about any of this, because my dad been black before any of this. And he understands how I feel, and we feel the same way. Just to speak on that.
Yeah, I know, right? Right. So when I was talking to Kevin, he was just about it. He said when he saw it, he was just like, he just shook his head. He's like, okay, here we go. Because now it's just like everybody's going to look at him funny. Not only him and anyone that's an officer, they're just going to look at them funny. Being a cop already you already not liked as a cop. That's just, that's just the history of police and African Americans. They already don't like you. And now this happens. It's like, what can you do?
Yeah, I just had to touch on that because I'm sure some people wondered, but yeah, I'm pro-black, and I got a half-white baby.
Let's do it here. Quick. Let's go to Athletes Corner real quick. We got Lynn English High senior Jarnel Guzman. Did they graduate already?
Why?
Is it next week?
You're breaking up. What?
They graduate next week, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So here's Jarnel Guzman talking about his commitment to Franklin Pierce University. Shout out to him for that. So Athletes Corner, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk some more of stuff, and do what we do. All right, welcome to another edition of Plus One. We are here with Lynn English High senior Jarnel Guzman. What is going on, my man?
What's up? Nothing. Just enjoying this quarantine.
Aren't we all, man? How's it been for you?
It's been I'm somebody that likes going outside all the time, so it's been kind of hard just staying inside. But after a while, you get used to being inside and staying with your family.
Yeah, and also it's hard to work out.
Yeah, it is.
So limited in what you can do as far as workouts. So how's it? How have you been? What you been doing just to try to keep yourself in shape?
Someone sent us like a little body workout, but we have a hoop outside, and I just work out there too. So I just be outside on nice days like this. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's kind of the benefit of having a hoop, because it's so hard to can't get in the gym right now. So it's a benefit to having a hoop in the backyard. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about you. You had quite the season this past season. You put together 2 good seasons for Lynn English. Let's talk about when you transferred over and getting adjusted, and then you guys won it last year, and then this year you got taking up more of the leadership role, losing some guys. What was the adjustment phase for you the past 2 years?
So with the year coming in my junior year, I really didn't know what to expect, but I knew that we had a good coach. I knew we had my brothers was there, so I feel like during the season, our chemistry became easier. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't expecting a chip. I knew we were gonna be good, but that was just a goal to get there. So, and we just worked hard every practice, and it was an amazing ride.
Yeah, what made the teams the past 2 years? What made the team so unique and special? Because it seemed like it was a seamless transition for everybody to play together. It seemed like everybody just meshed together on the bat. It didn't take a while for them to mesh together.
I feel like practice really messed us together, because half of the time practice was harder than the games we'd actually play. Mm-hmm. And when we were in practice, we would battle and try to cut each other's heads off. So I feel like that, and then after practice, we were always together outside of school, in school. So I feel like chemistry and in practice, coach being at us all the time, it just helped boost the season.
And your role you got a little more load in your role as a starting guard. How was it just being able to take that role, just being the leading scorer, and anytime you guys need a play or need a bucket, you were able to do that for the team?
Yeah. Well. So with wait. So with that being said, like basically my if Coach Tone doesn't care what we do on offense, but we got to get back on defense regardless.
Mhm.
And he knows I can score the ball. He knows I can score the ball, and that's just his confidence in me. So with that in my hands, I feel like I got to go and try to make something happen,
Mhm.
try to make a play, and it makes it easier when you have players like Mason, Jack, Adimide, and JB on the court with you, and they create because regardless if people double on me or whatever with me, they're leaving a bunch of you feel me
Yeah.
like we have so many different weapons that when it came to scoring, they just made it easier for me and put me in positions where it was easier to score, hit tough
Mhm.
shots and stuff like that.
Yeah. What would you say was the most, during this run this year? What was some of your most memorable moments of this past season?
Oh, memorable moments. We went to South Dakota. That was crazy
Mhm.
because like we're all from the city. We're not used to seeing like it was literally like a like nobody was there. Like the town, it was like a ghost town. It
Yeah.
was crazy, but it brought like when we were in the hotel room, like we were all like playing around, joking. Like it was crazy. It was that I will forever have that in my memory and like my junior year when we won the chip, of course,
Mhm.
that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah,
It was a disappointment. I know a lot of you guys were disappointed that you guys weren't able to play in the state championship game due to the circumstances.
heck
But
yeah,
when you guys saw that the NBA canceled, when NBA suspended the season, I got the sense everything else is coming next because once the NBA does it, then it's just
yeah,
gonna trickle down. Was that the same thought process you guys had?
yeah, that yeah. So we wanted to play. We was trying to get the game moved up, whatever. But once the NBA shut off, it was like then college shut off. Then obviously high school they were cutting off. So there was really nothing we could do. It was really upsetting and like we're all disappointed because like we worked so hard just to get here. Like we worked so hard all season, all the running, all the crazy like you feel me. So
Yeah.
like it was very like tough pill to swallow when we got that news.
But you guys did have a lot of accomplishments this year.
Yeah.
You guys probably played in one of the best games all season in the North Finals against Lowell. Just talk about that matchup because that was a really high intense game. Over
Yeah,
4,000 people in the stands. Just talk about the atmosphere and just being a part of that game.
yeah. It was definitely that game was crazy. Like I've never been in an arena like that has been sold out that big. Like
Mhm.
that was crazy. So just that the atmosphere. I feel like a couple of guys when we were coming into the game, they've never played in games like with that amount of people in the arena.
Mhm.
So I feel like that in the beginning, I feel like we had to adjust a little bit. But over the time, when we got our nerves out and everybody calmed down for a little bit, we started to pick it up a little bit. But Lowell was a great team and they fought really hard
Mhm.
and they're very scrappy and they also had the whole Lowell came out to see them.
That was
But
like
I
a
know
home game for
all
them.
yeah definitely. But all the supporters in Lynn they came through too. So yeah, that was a crazy game and yeah.
So you did that. Then what? How does it feel just to be played back to back years in the Garden? Not a lot of kids
So,
get that experience that to play there twice. Some play there once, some don't play there at all in their high school careers. But you
yeah.
guys were able to play there twice. Just talk about that, but playing in an NBA arena.
That's also a blessing too. The court, like it might sound cliche, but the court is like perfect. Like the hoops, the court is not too slippery.
Hmm.
Like, but it's just a blessing to be there, get there again, win again, and just put on for the city again. It was an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And then you made your announcement to attend Franklin Pierce University.
Yes,
and
sir.
JB gonna be there. Just
Yes, sir.
tell me what went into your decision into choosing Franklin Pierce.
So with all like the colleges recruiting or whatever, like I took time into thinking and playing time, uh, uh, like coaching wise, like everything came into consideration. And I just want to develop. Like as time gets over, I want to develop as a player.
Mm-hmm.
So and I took everything consideration. I talked to the coach, Coach Chadbourne. He's very down to earth. My guy. Uh, financially, scholarship, free education. Uh, what else? It was just when I went to visit, it was a great visit. Great visit. I enjoyed the school, the people around, the
Yeah.
game. We went to go see a game, and I loved the atmosphere, the fans, the students. They all came to the game and supported the basketball team. But yeah, when I committed there, it wasn't like I loved the like the community. Like it felt like they were close together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the coach Chadbone, he was real with me, and I know how hard I work. I know how hard I work, and I know that if you give me an opportunity, I'm gonna run with it and take it.
Yep.
So yeah, so being a short guard, I know I had a couple of D1s or whatever, but I want to play and develop, and
Yep.
I want to play, have fun, get to where I want to be, and I took all that into consideration. And Franklin Pierce was definitely a school that was a good fit for me.
And the past couple of years, they've been recruiting a lot of folks from Lynn to go up there as far as basketball and football wise.
Mm-hmm.
I know they got Paris up there for the girls basketball. A few kids on the
Yeah,
football team from Lynn, so it seems
yeah,
like they have like a connection with Lynn now. The past couple of years.
yeah, yeah. They do definitely. I know sometimes it's hard recruiting like city kids, but Lynn's different. Like the kids from Lynn, a lot of them want to get out. Like a lot of them want to get out, but don't have that you know like that extra push. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with kids given the opportunity, they're gonna go and take it regardless. So it's actually a blessing that they're there. I know Keone, Ishmael, and in Paris. I go there right now on the football and basketball team. But yeah, it made it easier. So because I'm close to Keone.
Yeah.
So he told me how it was, and so it made just things easier.
Also made it easier that's not too far from home. Like if folks want to come up there for games,
Yeah.
it's a couple hours drive. It ain't too far, like what,
Hmm.
2 hours or so.
Yeah, it's like hour and some change. So with that, everybody, if you guys want to still come, they
Yeah.
can still come and watch the show. Me
Right.
and
Right. Right.
JB, we're gonna get right.
Have they given you any update on the campus or when it's going to be open, or just any type of information about what's going on?
Other than the the emails that we get, like you get like a virtual tour, not really.
Mhm.
They haven't really said anything about opening up. I talk to Chadbourne almost every day, but nothing really about the school opening up yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel you're going to translate to the college game? Because you guys pretty much the way you guys been conditioned and the way you guys been training and practice, what they told you, it seemed like it's going to be an easy transition for you to the college game. Do you get a sense of that?
A little bit, a little bit. Cause everything we did in practice, it was all things from college. When college coaches came in to watch us practice, they're like, "Oh, we do this at our practices," or "Oh, we have our guys do this," or "Oh, our guys can't even do that." So like, he prepared us a lot for the next level, and I really appreciate it for that. Sure.
All right. All right. Now, what you got going on for school's almost done for you guys. You guys are doing the virtual class and stuff like that. But what are your days like now? Now that you're home most of the time, you got the online classes. But what are your days like?
Uh, I normally every day I'm outside working out, and so I wake up. Feel me? Brush my teeth real quick, eat some breakfast. It'll be around. Now everybody's going to bed later. I'll be going to bed later.
Yeah.
But I sleep more. So, and I'll just get up. If it's nice outside, I'll go outside, work out. If not, I jog. Me and JB, I see JB be jogging too. We all jog. I'll be jogging around English. Other than that, I'll come back here. If I'm bored or whatever, hop on Fortnite. Some Fortnite, some 2K. But yeah, that's really it. And just on repeat, work out, eat. Because I got to gain weight in college too.
Yeah, I heard. JB told me they said he got to put on 50 pounds. So this is
Yeah, I ain't got to put on that much, but I got to get like 20. Yeah.
Push-ups and dips. That'll get the job done. Push-ups and dips. But hey, man, before we get you out of here, plug your social media and let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Sneezo200. Twitter, same thing. Facebook, you can just look me up. Yeah, that's really it.
All right, man. Hey, good luck out there, Franklin Pierce. I know you're gonna enjoy it, and college is the best 4 years of anyone's life. So definitely get a kick out of that. And man, we'll see you. We'll be at some games. We'll come through, check you out.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Have a good one. You guys have been watching Athletes Corner. That's Lynn English High Senior Jarnel Guzman. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are back. Cool. Shout out to Jarnel. These kids are these young kids are excited for college. Just talking to them, excited. And they're excited to play college basketball because, hey, not a lot of people can get the opportunity to go to college. Not a lot of people can play college basketball.
Yeah, man, like college is exciting, man. Different experience, different world. You're on a campus full of people you've never met before, so you get to build new relationships, new experiences, man. It's dope, man. It's like growing up in the city you're from and playing with everybody. Everybody's tendencies. It's normal. When you go to college, when you really understand how to play the game, because now you got to learn a new system. You got to learn new tendencies of your plays. You have to improve every year, or else somebody's coming in and take your spot. So it's gonna be exciting for those guys.
Yeah, and it's just, a lot of things we could talk about the NCAA and what they're doing and the nonsense that they've done throughout the years, but there's nothing like a college experience. Nothing like the college experience, and there's a reason why they say it's the best 4 years of your life, because you just. Honestly, college is where everything happens, everything that's going to shape your future, because you're doing so many networking. You don't know, someone you go to class with could be a multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire soon, and you and him have connections from being in the same school, and y'all could work together on something in the future. Or your roommate could become like a writer or do something big in life, and that connection y'all had in college will always be there, and you guys will always, no matter what y'all do in your careers, you could, will still find a way to work. I mean, just doing this, there's so many people that I met from college that's came on just to be guests or just to help me out. So that's one thing about the college experience that people should really know. It's all about the networking in college.
Yeah, that's what college is. That's really what college is. Yeah, you go to class, but you can teach yourself all that. They tell you when all the stuff's due. Like, you can do your assignments the first 2 weeks of your semester. Be done for the year if you really wanted to. So it's all about just learning. It's learning, teaching you how to build relationships, because in the real world, you're going to have to maneuver through the world. Yeah, and mingle and meet the right people.
Yeah, didn't you go to school with Lou Dawson's granddaughter?
Maggie Olsen, yeah, that's my dog, man. She actually worked at New Balance. I don't know where she's at now, but yep, I was fortunate enough to work with Lou Dawson's granddaughter. And then, one of my best friends, his stepdad's a lawyer. He's on Michael Jordan's lawyer team.
Yeah.
So
if y'all don't know who Lou Dawson is, for you non-sports fans that watch the show, Lou Dawson was the former head coach of the basketball coach of the University of Arizona. I think he was
main reason. They the reason why I really hoop. Watching Miles Side and Mike Bibby, them light-skinned boys.
Yeah. We got some NBA news we get to get into. So the NBA has proposed this AAU style tournament. There's going to be 22 teams, 13 from the West, 9 from the East. I really don't know how. I mean, they have the how they pick the teams and stuff. So they're going to have a training camp in the season. It's going to go on until like August or October or something like that, and then there's also the NBA. There's so many things happening. I'm like reading all that. My head exploded. I'm like, they really just should have took an L for this year, and just take the L and come back at another point, because by the time the season ends, whenever October or November, then they still December. They're gonna go back for training camp to start the new season. It's like they don't even have. Well, they've had enough time, but it's weird.
I know what you're saying. Like, I haven't read up on everything yet. I just know they're having like I said, tournament out there in Disney. Mackenzie was I told you earlier. Mac was like, "What they gonna wear?" And I was like, "They should wear the Marvel uniform they was talking about on Instagram. It's out there in Disney." But I mean, I know the world's gonna watch because the NBA.
Yeah.
I feel if you're gonna do something like that, don't make it more like less the playoff format. Just make it a tournament. Make it the TBT or something with more stakes involved. Just because this year's really a wash, bro. Like you haven't had a full regular season, so how you gonna have a playoff? So it's like, and we've been sitting down for what 2 months, 2.5 months.
Yeah, 3. Yes.
3 months now. So it's like I would say have a TBT type thing. See what players actually want to play. You know what I mean? I'm sure you can get 7, 9 guys from each team that really want to play. You know what I mean? Some of the stars might not play, but it's all about your multi-million-dollar assets too. You know what I mean?
They should have just done it like March Madness. Just do a March Madness style tournament, a one-time March Madness style tournament. Every team's in, 1 game elimination. That's how we gonna declare who the NBA champion is.
But you gotta have some money or something up there. I don't know. Like I don't know.
They get bonuses for winning rings.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying like because that's tough, man. I would just say just scrap it, just because them guys are investments. Yeah. People forget get it like they're worth a lot and you get a lot of money through these TV contracts and these games and stuff. But we're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Or whatever this quote unquote is like.
Yeah. And then the teams that aren't playing in this tournament, they won't see the basketball court again until like December or January. That's like that's almost 9 months of not playing against other players.
That's 9 months. Get better. Yeah,
9 months to get better. But, the product isn't going to be good when they come back for like a good couple of weeks, just because that time off, you get rusty. I don't care how good you are. You're always, when you get a long period of time off, you're just gonna be rusty.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. But they gotta make sure they're tuning. You gotta make sure they're tuning. Now, those teams that aren't playing, they can find a gym to go hide in, play some pickup, get in there, do some Drew League type things. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to find a way to stay in shape, and that's the best way to play. It might not be NBA caliber, but at least you guys are NBA caliber players playing basketball, so you guys can make it that intense.
Yeah, man. So it was. A lot of people are looking forward to it because this time period with no sports got everybody going crazy, and it's hard to create. Well, it's not. If you're a creative person, you could come up with content, but those that slowly depend on basketball for their, for what they do, it's kind of, it's kind of hard just trying to find stories and all that. Back to the George Floyd. So, all this is over a counterfeit $20 bill.
Yeah, I know. I sent you that little thing on Instagram, man. I seen that and it blew my mind, bro.
Which turned out to be a real $20 bill.
So was the other guy that spent, was his fake?
I think so.
But the white dude,
yeah.
Oh man, this is bad. This is bad.
And you know what's worse? The other person, he put a post. He's just like, if you want to know what privilege is, me and George Floyd both got arrested for the same crime. He's alive and I'm not. I mean, he's not alive and I am.
And then he was saying like they were the same age, and for him to do that, it's a death sentence, and for the other guy to do that, he just telling a story at a party with his friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is crazy. Which I mean, you can't like. So the owners of that store, they were on CNN and they were talking about. They were saying because they weren't there when it happened. They were saying if they were there, they would never have called the police. They would have just used their better judgment. And he said the person that called the police didn't use good judgment. Yeah, if it was a counterfeit $20 bill, it's not worth all this. It was not worth all this. You didn't need to call the police. And I guess it's a law in Minnesota or something that you have to call the police when someone tries to give you counterfeit money. But I mean, there's a way to figure out if it's a counterfeit $20 bills. You take a marker. If it's red, it's counterfeit. If not, there it is. Like
that's crazy. And usually, I think you are supposed to call the law enforcement, but some stores just give it back to you. Like, man, get out of here. Like,
yeah.
But that's for that. But man, we live in a different world, man. We live in a different world nowadays, man. A lot of people don't have common sense, critical thinking. It's just simple things that could be resolved in a better, better way that turn into the worst situation possible.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this because this is I told you the other day about it, but I wanted to get your thoughts on this because I found this to be very very interesting. So I told you was it Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So I told you Wednesday I was down at the police station. They had a press conference, Stop the Violence, and Lynn Police Department had a press conference, right? So I go there. I was thinking there was going to be, I had the mindset there's going to be other people there and stuff. So when I got there, I was like, there's just them and the police. I was like, all right, let's do this. Stop the Violence. They make a statement, and then Lynn Police made statements, and I asked the questions, and then there was a photo went up. And, people went crazy saying people upset about the photo. Basically everyone that was there were kneeling with the cops that were part of the press conference. It was a picture of people kneeling, right? So so people were saying that whole thing was a photo op. It wasn't genuine. A lot of people there's people that have issues with Lynn Police and, but everybody went in an uproar saying it was that the whole thing was just a publicity stunt, a photo op. It wasn't genuine. And I just wanted to get your thoughts because I was like, I get a call from someone just, going on a rant at me saying that. I'm like, yo, why you telling me? I'm like, I mean, what? You need to take this up with the person that organized it. I'm just the media guy, So I just get your thoughts.
I take everything with a grain of salt and a little sarcastic humor with everything. Like, isn't everything like planned? Like, isn't everything like that? Like, that's just how it goes, bro. Like, and if you really had that big of an issue, you should have been there at the little press conference. Like, my thing is, people got too many opinions, bro. I don't really care. Like, I'm not surprised. It's Lynn Mass. Like, of course they're gonna do that little thing with all the brown cops behind them. Like, they're trying to show that they're supporting, but like, you're never gonna make anybody happy. You're like, I could really care less if it stays or not. It does. Like, I'll be honest, me. If it doesn't affect me, I really don't care. It doesn't put money in my pocket or affect my daughter, my family, or help me get to where I'm trying to get to. I could care less. Like, so like, we got people who are sitting in the back with so much to say. Just step to the front where the spotlight is.
Yeah,
that's how I personally feel about it because we always in the spotlight. We on TV all the time, and Facebook and all that. So like, everything's planned and scheduled, and you know what I mean. Like even these people's Facebook pictures is planned. It ain't nothing genuine. Like, what? Where they been at? Everything's a publicity stunt and all that. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, and I think a way that's, I mean, if those that felt some type of way about that particular photo event, I think, you know, the Lynn Police has a PR team, or they have a media person. If you want to schedule something with Lynn Police and you voice your displeasure with them, or just your concerns, or, you know, just want to say something, it's easy to just send the person an email, give them a call, because the person from the department I talk to, he always responds.
You want to know why though? Because a lot of people's voice have more bass in their hearts pump.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I just found that interesting. Oh man, we run out of time here. We gotta get some. Yeah, we could have gone out forever, but you know, there's time restrictions.
No, it's over. Oh, we're on the Zoom. Can I give a shout out to the whole city of Lynn, all the graduates, man. Sorry for how your year ended. I know y'all kind of happy y'all out of school, but I know a lot of y'all missed school, man, because I would have missed my last couple months of school too. So, man, I'm sorry for y'all having to deal with this. But, man, congratulations to all y'all making it through, though. Even though some of y'all were skimming, I'm glad y'all made it through.
Yeah, congratulations to the class of 2020. Shout out to all you graduates. You know, make sure you take it in, because graduating high school is an accomplishment in itself. Don't let anybody try to belittle it. Even if you don't go to college, don't let anyone try to belittle you graduating high school, because this is important things. Because a lot of people back in the day, they had to sacrifice not graduating college because they had to do some other stuff for the family. So, you know, and give us a shout out to all the first generation college students too. They're, you know, we got a few from the city that are gonna be first generation.
One more thing too, you know, to the parents out there, sorry that you guys aren't able to even see your kids cross the stage, because a lot of kids don't understand that. I try to tell them it's not about you guys, it's about the people that helped you guys get through this, that want to see you cross that stage. So applaud you parents too. Yeah,
definitely. Shout out to Antonio Anderson. Today's his birthday. Shout out to shout out to him. You know, we've already said it. The best coaching staff in the city resides at Lynn English, both boys and girls. You know, because nobody's developing players like they are at Lynn English. I mean, if you want to argue with me about that, you know, hit me up. Hit me up on Facebook. I just like to state out the facts.
Or just come in the gym. Open door policy. Come see us work.
Yeah, that too. Happy birthday to Antonio. I mean, happy birthday to my nephew. This little boy just turned 1 today.
Okay. Happy birthday, little man.
Yeah, he turned 1 today. Daddy thinks he can beat me in a one-on-one.
Oh, one last thing. Congratulations, my boy Cam. My boy Kizzy just had his baby. Yeah, man. Dope.
Yeah, definitely. I am, and my nephew's daddy thinks he could beat me in one-on-one. This is another story for another day. That dude. But thanks everybody for watching us. I mean, if you get offended by what we said here on this episode, the thoughts and views shared on this episode is me and Todd's only. It does not reflect Lynn Community Television. So, I mean, if you disagree with our thoughts, feel free to hit us up. We can have a nice conversation about it. Or if you agreed with us, hit us up. Facebook, all that. You know, just, you know, we can talk. If you guys want to have a discussion, a conversation, we can. Follow LCTV After the Whistle on Instagram. We got a whole lot of videos coming out for you guys. We got so many great videos with student athletes, with, you know, social. We got with people that are doing great work in the community. We got there's a lot of good videos coming out. So go to LCTV After the Whistle, check those out. LynnTV.org, check out some past videos. And, you know, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, put your masks on, and, you know, make sure you wash your hands when you go outside. All right. That's it for me and Todd. We out of here. We gonna get right. It's Friday. Peace out, people.
All right.